Regular time. This is the number of hours a worker works for before he works overtime, and is usually 40 hours per week. 8 hours times 5 days. Now, in Trinidad, you must work for 40 hours before you get paid overtime. That's for, of course, wage workers, okay? And they usually calculate that by multiplying 8 hours by 5 days. So if you start at 8 in the morning, you end work at 4 for 5 days. Anything over that 40 hours is considered overtime. So overtime is the number of hours over the regular time of 40 hours. Let's look at regular rate now. Regular rate, this is the rate per hour during the first 40 hours of work. It's also sometimes referred to as minimum wage. Minimum wage in Trinidad, I think it's $12 per hour. So you're going to get $12 per hour for 40 hours. That's $480 for working for 40 hours a week. Anything over that, 40 hours, you get paid overtime. Overtime rate. This is the rate per hour after the first 40 hours of work. For example, time and a half. Time and a half means 1.5 times the regular rate. Double time means 2 times the regular rate. Yeah? Triple time means 3 times the regular rate. So for example, if the regular rate is $10 per hour and the overtime rate is time and a half, then the overtime rate is 1.5 times 10. So time and a half means 1.5 times. So 1.5 times $10 per hour is 3 over 2 times 10, which is $15 per hour. What if it was double time? Then it would be 10 by 2, which is $20 per hour. So when we are calculating our regular wage, we will multiply our regular rate by the regular hours. When we are calculating our overtime wage, we will multiply our overtime rate by overtime hours. And when we are calculating our total wage, we will add our regular wage to our overtime wage. Just add them together. Okay? Let's look at an example. Let's take a look at this example. A man works for 8 hours a day for 5 days, and for 3 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday. If his regular rate for the first 40 hours is $12 per hour, and his overtime rate is time and a half, calculated weekly wage. So let's break it up. Let's find first of all what is his regular time. How many hours regular time? 8 hours a day times 5 days, which is 40 hours. That's his regular time. You agree? Regular time. And we know that's the regular time because it says here for the first 40 hours. Okay? Good. Now what is regular rate? What is regular rate? How much money is he getting per hour for his regular time? $12 per hour. Do you agree? So if he's getting $12 per hour for 40 hours, what is his regular wage? $40 times 12, which is $480. You agree? That's his regular wage. Now, he did not only work for 40 hours. In addition to that, he worked for 3 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday. So what is his overtime? His overtime is 7 hours. You all agree with her? With Isabel? Yeah? Okay. But what is his overtime rate? How much money is he getting per hour for his overtime? You sure? Okay, let's take a look at that. His overtime rate. Let's read. Let's read. What is his overtime rate? Read. Time and a half. So his overtime rate is 1.5 times his regular rate, which is, what is 1.5 times 12? Which is $18 per hour. He must get paid more per hour for overtime. That's just how it is, okay? That's why they call it overtime. Now, if he worked for 7 hours overtime, and this is his rate, what is his overtime wage? Huh? Listen to the question. If he works for 7 hours overtime, and it's $18 per hour, and it's 18 times 7, which is 126. You agree? So here we have his regular wage, which is $4.80. We have his overtime wage, which is $126. So his total wage for that week would be $4.80 add 126, which equals take that.